Deep into the night, within the heart of the chrysalix base, Mia sprang to life as she felt the light buzz from her shadow beacon. The shadow squad had received her message and was now communicating back. Heart pounding, she eagerly attached the device to her temple and closed her eyes. A detailed plan of the counterattack from the squad materialized before her eyes. Wreak some serious havoc from inside the base. "Oh, Rail, how you know me? That's right up my alley." With a smirk, she quietly stood up, surveying her surroundings. General Zorvak, the gigantic orc, was too busy snoring and drooling all over the desk to notice Mia's subtle movements. Heck, even if she wanted to wake him, it wouldn't be an easy task. With her wrists already stealthily freed hours ago, she quickly snatched the key card carelessly dangling at the corner of the desk and quietly opened the metallic gate. A disconcerting squeak from the gate sent a frown across her forehead as she tiptoed her way out. It was the dead of night, the labyrinth of corridors dim and eerily quiet, punctuated only by some signature chrysalix snorings from the distance and the faint echoes of some liquid dripping. She navigated herself swiftly through the narrow corridors using the mental map she previously constructed, heading towards the control room where the heart of the operational systems lay. Some captives noticed her, jumping up, eagerly pressing themselves against the metallic bars. She quietly positioned her finger in front of her mouth, gesturing for them to stay quiet. "I'll come back and get you all," she whispered. She needed to do her part in loner mode first. Reaching the control room, Mia assessed the situation. The operators, a few towering chrysalix, were engrossed in their work, yawning constantly as if there was no tomorrow. The night shift was definitely not their cup of tea. She needed a distraction. Slipping the shadow beacon from her pocket and switching it to distraction mode, she activated it, releasing a silent pulse that made the room's electronics falter. As the operators turned in confusion, Mia seized the moment. Using the room's dim lighting to her advantage, she moved like a shadow, swiftly incapacitating each operator with targeted strikes to the neural junctions at the back of their three-jointed knees, a technique she had mastered during her spy training. Now at the console, her fingers danced across the alien keys. A blueprint of the power grid materialized on the screen. With a few strategic inputs, she initiated a cascade failure, plunging the base into darkness, lit only by the eerie red glow of emergency lights. Her next action was crucial. Adjusting the communicator, she connected the shadow beacon to the system and switched to a third, destruction mode. Immediately, it began broadcasting a high-frequency signal, a sound wave specifically designed to incapacitate chrysalix. It reverberated through the base. The already asleep chrysalix soldiers quickly sank into a deep comatose state. Their muscles relaxed, sliding off their chairs like puddles of liquid. The few who were awake for the night shift covered their ears in agony and utter confusion before finally falling to the ground, fighting to stay conscious. Mia was shocked by the power of the combination of the shadow beacon and the amplification from the chrysalix communicator. Up until now, she had been using the beacon alone, which had only caused minor irritations to these imposing orcs. In the meantime, the Shadow Squad were already huddled in the shadows just outside the imposing gates of the chrysalix base. An air of tense anticipation enveloped them. Commander Rail, his eyes fixed on the fortress, held a hand up, signaling his team to wait. Every member, from the battle-hardened humans to the assorted members of various livestock species, was poised for action, their focus razor-sharp. Suddenly, the base's luminescent system flickered and failed, plunging the gigantic fortress into pitch darkness. A murmur of surprise rippled through the squad. "That's our cue," Rael whispered. his voice barely audible over the now palpable tension. Just then, their detectors picked up an unusual frequency, a spike shooting off the charts. It was the destruction frequency from Mia's shadow beacon. The signal was astonishingly strong, far beyond what they had experienced in drills. Wow, that's strong. Seems Mia overachieved her part. Let's start on ours, exclaimed Lyra, her eyes gleaming with a mix of admiration and excitement. With the base now enveloped in darkness and its occupants reeling from Mia's disruption, the squad made their move. They swiftly approached the main entrance, a gaping maw in the dark edifice of the fortress. The doors, usually secured by an intricate locking system, were now unresponsive, a direct consequence of Mia's sabotage. Commander Rael, signaling for silence, led the team through the entrance. They moved with practiced stealth, each step calculated and silent. Inside, the red emergency lights blinking in an eerie glow, creating long dancing shadows that the squad used to their advantage. Splitting into pre-assigned groups, they began their mission. One team, led by Rael, headed towards the holding cells to rescue the captives. Another, led by Theric and Grix, veered off towards the armory in the east wing to execute their part of the plan. Rael's team moved with precision through the labyrinthine corridors. The map Mia had provided was accurate, a testament to the exceptional skills of a top-notch human spy. They encountered disoriented chrysalic soldiers, still suffering from the effects of the shadow beacon's frequency. The squad neutralized them with non-lethal tactics, ensuring their passage remained undetected. Upon reaching the cells, they found some captives already freed by Mia, their eyes wide with a mixture of fear and hope. "We're here to get you out," Rael announced softly, his voice a comforting presence in the midst of chaos. Meanwhile, Theric and Grix's team reached the armory. The door was ajar, another sign of Mia's effective sabotage. Inside, they found an arsenal of chrysalic's weaponry. Working quickly and efficiently, they planted explosives, setting them to detonate once their mission was complete. This would ensure the chrysalics would be significantly disarmed, hindering their ability to retaliate. With the captives in tow and the armory rigged, the teams rendezvoused at the predetermined extraction point. The captives, now under the protection of the Shadow Squad, moved with a newfound sense of urgency, driven by the prospect of freedom. As they made their way out, the base trembled with the first signs of the armory's detonation. A muffled yet powerful explosion echoed through the corridors, signaling the success of Theric and Grix's mission. As the Shadow Squad and the freed captives emerged into the cool night air, a significant addition trailed behind them. General Zorvak, the once fearsome leader of the Chrysalics, was now a subdued giant, bound securely in ropes, Gulliver's Travels style. His massive form was a stark contrast to the slight agile figures that surrounded him, one of them, the heroic human spy lady, Mia. Zorvak murmured incoherently, caught between consciousness and a deep, shadow beacon-induced stupor. The captives, their eyes burning with years of pent-up anger and suffering, glared at the bound orc. Murmurs of revenge began to ripple through the group, their hatred for the general palpable in the tense night air. One particularly embittered captive, a wiry figure with scars etched deep into his dark red skin, stepped forward, his claw clenching a salvaged chrysalis blade. "This monster deserves nothing but death," he spat, his voice trembling with rage. Before the blade could strike, Commander Rael intervened, his hand firmly grasping the would-be executioner's wrist. "No," he said firmly, his gaze unwavering. "We can't pile violence on violence. Endless tit-for-tat retaliation and hatred is not the solution. Centuries of ancient human history have taught us that. His voice, though calm, carried the weight of authority and experience. Our purpose is not to kill, but to strive for equal coexistence. We will put him on trial in the galactic court. His cruelty and offenses will not be overlooked and will be judged by galactic law. The group fell silent, the weight of Rael's words sinking in. The captive lowered his blade, his chest heaving with conflicted emotions. Around them, the others exchanged glances, their expressions softening as the truth of Rael's words resonated within them. General Zorvak, still bound and now fully awake, looked around at the faces of his captors. In their eyes, he saw not the savagery he had expected, but a resolute determination for justice and peace. As the first light of dawn painted the wastelands in hues of soft gold and crimson, it signaled much more than the arrival of a new day. This radiant morning marked the beginning of a new era in this part of the galaxy. Mia's resourceful bravery, cunning espionage, and indomitable spirit, alongside Commander Rael's leadership, were central to this change. Contributions from countless humans and all the allies, those collectively labeled as livestock species, were also instrumental. Now seen as equals, they helped carve a future where unity and mutual respect are more than ideals, but tangible truths. In this, humanity's role was just like their ingenious high-tech device, a beacon to dispel the shadows of discord, guiding the galaxy toward a dawn of unity and shared dreams. Hey guys, this concludes the Alien Orc Mocks Human Captive, He'll Kick Himself in Regret series. Thanks for sticking with me till now. All stories in this channel are my original work. If you enjoy unique, original HFY and other sci-fi tales, please subscribe to my channel. I aim to post daily. Enjoy, awesome humans!